So hello world, my name is Amelia, and I'm going to try and make this video quick because I'm not exactly in a setup to make this work. I just figured I need to do a quick video. I don't have a whole lot of time. Let's see, it's 12:04. I got about 10 minutes. So we're definitely going to have a 10-minute or less video. Anyways, I am actually in my CNA class right now on Zoom. It's right over here on my laptop in front of me. But I did want to go ahead and respond because I had somebody make a comment on my last video about what happened at work. And one of the things I wanted to say is because one of the things that they said was I mentioned that I wasn't going to defend workplace harassment, and then apparently I went on to defend it. That was my mistake. I didn't mean to do that, primarily because the the dog is walking around upstairs and making a lot of noise. I'm also really sweaty. Like, it's like pretty moderately hot in my house. My house is holding a lot of heat and it shouldn't. Anyways, I had somebody that said, brought that up, and that was my mistake. I shouldn't have made any comments on it. The thing is I do not write any kind of script or even bullet points really, and I need to do that more often with these videos. These are all promptu. I mean, my comments last week was I really shouldn't be commenting on the workplace harassment, but the comments I made, while poor, were all based around what I knew about the two people. And when I said that, she should have told her how it was inappropriate, what I meant by that is she probably shouldn't have led her on as much as she did. In my opinion, it was just that kind of thing where she made her feel way too comfortable around her as friends. Anyways, that's all I'm going to say. It is not my place. Obviously, the company investigated the incident and they determined that it was inappropriate. So in my opinion, I'm just going to go ahead and just accept what happened. Now, I'm definitely not going to accept what they did to me. And I do still stand by my belief that there is some sort of sudden write-ups going on around my job, which is very unfortunate. I'm really hoping I had a therapy session this morning, which was very helpful, and we're putting in the paperwork to get me at least a little time on disability for my mental health, because I really am incapacitated in a lot of ways. Like, I may seem fine on camera, I might seem like, oh, things are fine, but honestly, and it was one of the reasons I wasn't recording videos down here for a while, I have a freaking mess in my office. This is actually just recently cleaned up. This was a disaster. And honestly, the rest of my house has the same problem. There's areas of it that become very disorganized. I mean, it was one of the things we put down on the paperwork was that my life has become chaotic and disorganized just simply because of the struggles I was having at work. And it helped me rationalize with some of my feelings. And one of the biggest things we came to was the opinion that most of what I was dealing with was, I mean, the biggest thing that was kind of a violation of my mental health was the fact that I was put in a position where I had to share with my supervisor and my ASM my mental health. I had to disclose it to them in the fact of my struggle. So basically being like, hey, I'm been late. I acknowledge that. Here, I'm trying to disclose to you what's going on so that you can better understand. You can better understand why this is happening, with the hopes that it puts me in a position where there's better understanding when it comes time to write me up. But my complaint would be, I've made this known to you, and yet you put me in a position where you triggered me. Um, I mean, it's one thing if I was put in a position like that, small cramped space with authority, especially criticizing authority that and you didn't know. It's another thing that I've actually made it known that I've had past abuse issues with authority. Overall, it's an unsavory situation. And at the very least, I need to take time. I need to think about everything, basically refocus my life. And is Lowe's really where I want to keep going? I mean, that I just said where I work. I work for Lowe's, which, by the way, tomorrow they're lifting the mask mandate, from what I heard, for anyone who's vaccinated. I'm not going to make my comments on that right now. I got a lot of stuff I gotta still do. See, I think this is how I need to target my videos. Under 10 minutes. Briefly touch on it. Don't ramble. Which now I'm rambling. But at least I had, if I do this daily, it'll be more digestible. By the way, I do actually have my Ipsy that's been sitting there. Like I said, it's always funny how it just kind of tends to come and show up and just sit there and gather dust. So that's something I'll be addressing tomorrow or so. And I also do need to make a video talking about where my CNA class is presently. And like usual, as somebody with ADHD, I have a lot of crazy ideas going on in my head, like, as far as like where I'm gonna go. Which, by the way, as far as my education goes, I'm gonna try to be retaking English 101 this summer. I'm still debating if I should try sending emails and getting them to change my grade, just to be like, look, it was so simple what has been happening to me. I can prove my mental health problems and at least ask for another try, because I ended up getting a GPA of like 1.8 because of that failed class. And I got an A in one class and a B in another class, so I mean, even if it was a B in English, I mean, that's above a 3.0. But unfortunately, it falls just under 2, which, if I'm not mistaken, then means that I don't qualify for financial aid come this fall. Which is another reason why, which I'm not really sure how financial aid works. Does it pay for summer classes? I've never actually checked into that. I do need to check into that. But funny enough, I am just kind of curious. And I mean, I'll pay for the summer class if I have to, if that means that then I can re-qualify for my financial aid. The point is, I need to either retake it summer class, or I need to protest the grade so I can re-qualify for my financial aid, because I can't go to college without financial aid. That's just impossible. But my goal is, I actually decide, because like right now they gave me an associate's in arts, which apparently is what they start everyone out at, especially in community colleges. So what I'm thinking about doing is switching my degree over to an associate's in computer science. That's something I can do without having to apply for a school or anything like that. Like even the nursing program at MCC I would have to apply for, which I think I've mentioned that before. But the main goal that I'm having is go for something that's going to look, because what the first 4 years of what I want to do looks like is basically to make myself look presentable to a college. So like if I want to go to med school, I need to look presentable. Great base education, something I've been going after. And I even looked online. I was like, hey, would it be common for someone to apply for med school with a degree in computer science? And there was like a lot of people commenting like, oh yeah, med schools would love that, because they know computer science is a tricky subject. So honestly, I think it might be a good idea for me, because it'd be a way for me to kind of prove my natural innate abilities with electronics and, well, computer science programming. So kind of get a little education in with the computer programming, and then in 4 years or so, I can apply for a med school. I think it's some fun. Anyways, I'm going to end this video here before it passes over that 10-minute marker, because I promised. Not to mention, I got 1 minute left till class starts. Everyone's already coming back on video. Anyways, I'll see you all later. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I love these I love doing these, and I'm gonna really try to get back on track with this, especially now that I'm on my leave. So see you in the future. Bye now. And look at that, it's over 10 minutes. Oops.